So just about every single business YouTube channel and media outlet has sounded the alarm on how AI is going to uproot everything and how it all basically f***ed. So there's three components that you really need to understand in order to not be left behind when it comes to AI. Firstly, there's the AI revolution. Secondly, we need to discuss how it's actually going to affect the real world. And thirdly, you need to understand how to make money with AI. Now here's the thing, if we look back through history, every single turning point has improved on what was already there. I mean, the plow, for example. It simply made farming easier. It didn't uproot the principles of farming itself or the printing press. It made information more easily accessible. And the effects of that were huge. But it didn't change the information itself. I mean, even the internet. Fundamentally, the internet simply allowed brick and mortar businesses to expand to anyone with an internet connection. But how is AI different? Because you see, for the first time in history, AI has productized something that is usually unique to humans, and that's skill. One thing most people don't understand is AI has been around for many, many years. And it's just now that we're actually starting to hear about it being more accurate from the 30th of November 2022. And that's because with tools like ChatGPT and access to AI has now been democratized. And that's a really big change because now anyone can use AI to their advantage or their detriment, depending on their skill level and whether they know how to navigate and use AI. Now, ChatGPT can basically do just about any task that you give it, from essays to writing codes to sending emails to giving you live updates of the stock market. And that's pretty cool. But what you really need to keep in mind here is AI's rate of advancement. You see, in tech, there's a law known as Moore's law. And this law states that the number of transistors on a microchip will double every 2 years. Or put simply, computer power grows exponentially. Now, if you pair the exponential rate of growth along with AI models that are able to learn by themselves, well, then the opportunities are really limitless. But as it currently stands, ChatGPT's biggest limit isn't actually the technology or the learning models itself. It's our ability to ask the questions. In other words, at the moment, we are pretty much the biggest bottleneck. And one other very big question, especially depending on how conspiratorial you want to get, is how AI is going to be governed. Because listen, there's no doubt that AI presents tremendous opportunities. But at the same time, it also presents tremendous challenges. I mean, some of the world's most prominent leaders have warned us about the dangers of AI. ChatGPT's own CEO, Sam Altman, said some robots will kill some humans. So now that you have a little bit of understanding, or for those who maybe didn't understand the dangers that AI poses or the benefits, now we can actually talk about the real world applications. And it's really important to separate the short-term effects with the long-term effects. Because listen, the matter of fact is, don't know where AI will take us in 10 years. Maybe it kills humans. Maybe it doesn't so, rather than speculating, which I personally never like to do. But with technology, you never know. Because some people have a vision that by 2035, we're all going to be in flying cars and there's going to be chips implanted in our brains and stuff like that. I just think that these things are too hard to predict. Instead, I prefer to analyze the short-term future. So to that point, most things will crash and burn. And most people will ultimately end up being replaced by AI. Maybe not completely and maybe not absolutely. But in order to make sure that you do not get replaced or become so obsolete that an AI bot can take your place, you need to be able to know how to use AI in the way that you actually have an opportunity to make yourself more valuable than ever before. And I'm going to share that with you in this video. But we do need to pose the question about who will be replaced by AI? Because it's funny, a few years ago, everyone thought that once robots and the internet went mainstream, physical labor would be the first on the chopping block. Then once they were replaced by AI, they would come for sort of the more white-collar jobs, and then eventually at some point would take over the creative industry. But as it turns out, it seems as though the order that is actually being followed has flipped the script on the head. I mean, what previously seemed inconceivable is now happening in real time. AI is actually beating humans. And what was thought to be the most human aspect, which was creativity, has in fact just a few months ago, we saw an AI win a fine arts competition against other humans. Now this is an inherently human ability, creativity. And the fact that we are now actually losing to AI bots is actually quite scary. And now to go back on the point, which is on a lot of people's minds, is the question of, will my job and my skills actually become obsolete in the eyes of AI? And based on the current state of AI, not even factoring in where AI could be in a few years. I can already say that in my own company, I have informed and employed AI across all use cases. And any tasks that were done by an employee and any tasks that AI couldn't enhance or replace, I've actually scrapped that entire department as wasteful spend. Because if I can get an AI tool that works 24 hours around the clock, doesn't make mistakes, and wants more feedback, I would choose that over an employee that is doing repetitive tasks and doesn't work 24 hours and that comes with all of the sort of things that an employee comes with. AI is rapidly taking the place of menial labor. Whether this is data entry tasks or coding or even inventory, AI is rapidly transforming the way businesses operate. And what people and businesses need to realize today about AI is that AI works on a vertical scheme. And what that means is it can be applied to every single touch point of a business, from the customer touch point to the back-end touch point to all the intricate systems working in between. Let me give you an example. If today AI is able to find out what makes us tick on something as simple as an algorithm on TikTok, I mean, most people are already addicted to a simple algorithm on TikTok. Now imagine when that same AI factor is able to tailor everything to you. Everything you see, not just for you, but specifically built for you, tailored to your liking. Theoretically, it could show you the perfect show. It could create the perfect game. Theoretically, it could create anything specific tailored to you. Now, what does this mean for the rest of the workforce? I'm not going to sugarcoat things. A lot of people will be let go and a lot of people will be replaced. But quite frankly, this was going to happen anyways. It's inevitable. I mean, just look at the people around you. Look at the mass layoffs, especially in tech companies, when guys like Elon walk in one day into the headquarters of X and realize that half of you guys don't do anything that's of value. So trimming the fat was going to happen regardless. But AI has just come along and sped things up and has made people's positions even more obsolete or unnecessary. Employee and entrepreneur. What's going to separate those that get ahead and those that don't is really the speed of your adaptation. You saw a very similar thing happen between 2005 and 2010 when it came to people's speed of adaptation to the internet and social media. Now, tons of jobs will simply be made redundant. Now, you got two choices. You can either sit back and watch AI take over your job, or you can utilize AI to make yourself more valuable than where you currently are. Now, what do I actually mean by that? You see, with AI, you have all the knowledge and baseline of skill in the palm of your hand. And in the same way that AI can take your job, it can just as easily be used to make yourself better. So with all of that being said, one question still remains, which is how can you use AI to take advantage and make more money? You see, whenever an opportunity vanishes because of a technological advancement, another opportunity emerges. But they don't last forever, which is why you need to capitalize on the opportunities while they persist now. When we talk about implementing AI into your business, what we're really talking about is leverage. You see, leverage is the ability to increase your output without straining your own required input. So what's really insane about AI is it's essentially a new free way of getting unlimited leverage. Because previously, you need to hire someone in order to get that leverage. I mean, that's how I had to go about it when I started my first business back in 2018. I hired my first employee, and a year later in 2017, that allowed me to scale my business from $0 to $100,000 in the space of a year by using leverage, by using other people to buy back my own time. Now, the crazy thing is that now anyone has that leverage. So let me actually show you 3 ways you can use AI to make more money. Now, the first one is agency. You see, if you run an agency, it's obvious that AI will be able to help you with all sorts of communication. And just like that, you spend a fraction of your time on menial tasks like emails. And over the space of a month, this can be dozens of hours saved. These are hours that you've bought back and can outspend working on your business rather than investing in your business. And that's really just the surface level use of AI. And the key here is really that AI allows you to work on your business, which is something that you only had the luxury of doing before if you had mass employees. So let's actually dig a little deeper here. And let's say, for example, you run a paid traffic agency. You can now use tools like Jasper AI to write all of your ad copy. And all you need to do is test and validate the uses of AI that extends way beyond just writing tasks. There are now softwares that can generate product photos for you, as well as other images that you need. This streamlines the entire process from A to Z. I mean, something that previously you needed a whole team of people and multiple days, maybe even weeks of work, can now be done in simply a few hours. And sure, you could say how sad that all of these people are now out of a job or out of work. Well, these people will never be fully out of work because there's always needs that need to be tended to with a human touch. And in the same light, these two will and can now pivot and adjust to start looking at each other as domains. Just like companies will use AI to cut costs, you can use AI in your own business to do more and bring us on to our next point, which is content creation. If you are a content creator or copywriter, AI essentially gives you access to an unlimited number of ideas. No more creative blocks. Everything you need to get started is right there. If you are a content writer, you can use AI to sort of build out the skeleton and framework, and then you can simply fill in the blanks. And that means if you can only handle, say, 10 clients before, now you can probably handle 20 plus, because now you've harnessed and are leveraging the power of AI and really helping you get there without any more cost. The second point is that adaptation is crucial, meaning success in the AI era hinges on one's ability to adapt and integrate AI tools to enhance personal or business value. AI offering unprecedented leverage, enabling individuals and businesses to increase their output without proportional input. You've also got the opportunity to present new avenues for wealth creation. And the third point is to just keep up or risk being left behind. If you are so obsolete that an AI program and an AI bot can replace you, I wouldn't be surprised if you're out of a job. I wouldn't be surprised if you are fired the very next day. I wouldn't be surprised if you're out of a job and no one is looking to hire you. That's simply because AI can do your job more effectively with no complaints and just get the job done. So to every single business owner out there, I urge you to implement AI into every single vertical of your business. This will not only help you enhance your productivity and effectiveness to scale, but will also improve customer satisfaction, customer happiness, and can be used in every single touch point to enhance the customer journey and make every single customer touch point even more enjoyable. Whether this is tailoring product feeds according to an individual specific setting, or whether this is about sending automated emails dependent upon the user specific journey and where he is at that given time, AI can be used in just about every single touch point of a business. And if you don't capitalize on this opportunity now, you risk the chance of someone beating you to the punch and actually dominating your industry because they've managed to increase their output without increasing their input. Remember, AI's growth is exponential, driven by models that learn autonomously, presenting limitless opportunities. And success in the AI era hinges on one's ability to adapt and integrate these AI tools to enhance personal or business value. If you can actually learn to leverage AI for profit, AI offers unprecedented leverage, enabling businesses and individuals to increase their output without the proportional input. And this presents wild new avenues for wealth creation. So this is actually a testament to how serious you are about AI and whether you will do it or you won't do it. And whatever that decision is, it's yours to make. And as always, I'm watching from afar and I'm rooting for you to win.